They say that no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, and so when this clip dropped in theaters,
somehow Palpatine returned.
It sent Star Wars fans into an angry and confused rage on the internet, which led to a ton of funny memes. Honestly, for people who have only ever watched the movies or the TV shows, you shouldn't really be expected to know how this actually makes sense. However, I am going to explain to you how this was almost the single greatest achievement in Star Wars history for the Sith, and I'm also going to explain how the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise almost wasn't a tragedy at all. However, I'd just like to say that the Star Wars novels Darth Plagueis and the Darth Bane trilogy are some of the greatest novels that I've ever read, and you can either read them for yourself or listen to them on Audible. This video is not sponsored by Audible, however I really wish it was. I just wanted to say that this does contain small spoilers for those books, so if you want the full experience of those books, go read those before watching this video, and you might even figure out for yourself what I'm going to talk about in this video. However, if you don't really care too much, then watch the summary because this is going to blow your mind. So, in Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, it was revealed to our surprise that the big bad guy was actually just Emperor Palpatine all along, which left a lot of us confused considering that he was sent down a ventilation shaft in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Then that Death Star was blown into oblivion, meaning that there was literally no chance of survival. However, that clip of Poe Dameron saying that somehow Palpatine returned is often taken out of context, and it actually, that one dude says that he returned through dark magic or Sith sorcery or whatever. And this would make sense, however they don't really care to elaborate anymore on what that means, and so today I'm going to actually elaborate on that for you. So to understand what the heck is going on here, we actually have to go back like 1,000 years in Star Wars history to Darth Bane. Now there's one dude on TikTok who mentioned that Darth Bane was one of the stupidest Sith in existence. However, in my opinion, he is one of the smartest and coolest and most powerful Sith to ever exist in the Star Wars franchise. Darth Bane, or Dez, was born on the mining planet called Apatros. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much of the story, but basically he hates it there and is recruited by the Sith army, and he takes this opportunity to leave the planet and fight for a better cause. Then in the army, he eventually works his way up to become a Sith apprentice, where he learns through many powerful Sith, most notably Darth Revan, that the Sith are prone to self-destruction and that there should only ever exist 2 Sith at a time. Darth Bane then orchestrates a battle that not only eliminates several Jedi, but the entire Sith army as well, making him the only Sith left in existence. He then implements the rule of 2, and when his apprentice becomes powerful enough to fight him, he tries to do what is called an essence transfer, but ultimately fails. Darth Bane claims that the Sith need to live in secret for a long time in order for their power to grow, and that one day the Sith would rise and take over the galaxy. It was not his goal for him to rule, but for one day the Sith as a whole to rule. By the way, this goal was actually achieved through Emperor Palpatine, although not for a long period of time. Although Darth Bane himself is canon as we see his appearance in the Clone Wars, the books are actually considered legend. In Star Wars Legends, we see this idea of essence transfer many times. Darth Vitiate, one of the most powerful Sith Emperors, lived for almost 1,000 years through the use of essence transfer. We see him in the Old Republic games as a dull young human. However, towards the end of the Great War, he does an essence transfer ritual, and he then becomes Valkorion, who leads the Eternal Empire. I must emphasize that yes, these are the same person. The reason why I'm giving these examples in Legends is to suggest that essence transfer is only possible in Star Wars Legends. However, it still happens in Star Wars nonetheless, and could happen in the movies as it is never debunked. So here's your first piece of information. Essence transfer is entirely possible, and I must note that it is achieved through Sith sorcery. Now, fast forwarding a very long time to Episode 2 of Attack of the Clones, we know that Palpatine has taken an interest in the Kaminoans. They have achieved the ability to clone species, most notably humans. I believe that clones were actually just a major test to see if humans could be successfully cloned. He wanted to know if he could create clones of himself. We see in Episode 9 that he had clearly been experimenting with cloning, as we see multiple Snokes in tanks. Now, we have to fast forward to Episode 3, where we get the famous dialogue, "You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" Not to flex, but I may know the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Darth Plagueis was a political genius, and he was also a brilliant scientist. He indeed had learned how to influence the midichlorians in order to create life. In the book, there is an attempt made on his life, and the only way he survived is he had motivated the midichlorians to keep him alive. Now, Darth Plagueis was not an idiot, and he kept records of a lot of his research. When Chancellor Palpatine alluded to the fact that the secret to creating life was lost in his death towards the end of Episode 3, he was lying to Anakin in order to maintain control of him. Emperor Palpatine was not stupid enough to kill Darth Plagueis without knowing the greatest secret of all time, creating life with midichlorians. I believe that apart from the Death Star, creating clones of himself was Palpatine's true secret project. The Empire and the First Order were both covers to steer people's eyes away from the fact that Emperor Palpatine was cloning himself in order to live forever. I'm about to give you the most crucial piece of evidence of all. We see it in The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 4, that the Empire is trying to use Baby Yoda's midichlorians to create clones. Now, Disney even tricked us into thinking they were making a clone army. However, a clone army does not need large amounts of midichlorians, but a Sith Emperor definitely would. So when we heard the phrase, somehow Palpatine returned, it shows that the Sith had brilliantly executed their plan in ultimate secrecy. Emperor Palpatine had mastered it all. He had become what Darth Vader wanted for all the Sith. And the best part was that he even fooled us. In conclusion, I'm just going to give a quick recap. Darth Sidious used Darth Plagueis' knowledge of midichlorians and the Kaminoans' knowledge of cloning to create clones of himself using high midichlorian count beings such as Baby Yoda. This is how, somehow, Palpatine returned. And he would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling Rey. The Sith had almost succeeded so well that even we were left for the dark. Unfortunately, Palpatine's story ended up being a tragedy. In fact, I would like to say that the entire Star Wars franchise is actually the tragedy of Darth Sidious, the Brilliant, whatever you want to call him. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is true? Do you think it's not? Let me know down in the comments. Maybe I missed a vital piece of information that actually debunks this entire theory. Of course, this is just a theory, a Star Wars theory. And I'm not trying to by any means steal Star Wars theories clout or anything like that. I'm just a big fan of Star Wars and wanted to get this out there for the community. I of course enjoy all the memes of somehow Palpatine returned, but I'd just like to share with you guys how Palpatine actually did return and how he maybe never even left at all. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like. I'm gonna be honest, I never do this type of content on my channel, so I won't ask you guys to subscribe. However, I might do more of these in the future, so if you want to see them, subscribe for more maybe. I'm just a big fan of Star Wars, and I wanted to make this video because I like these kind of videos, so yeah, why not make these? Thank you guys all for watching, really do appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.